What's going on, guys? Seancutshair back with another video. You guys can see my man drastically needs a haircut. We're going to do a high bald fade, crop top, super textured. Hope you guys enjoy this video and learn something from it. Let's get right into it. Alright guys, we're going to wet the hair and jump right into some block graduation. I get a lot of questions on when to do block graduation and when not to. And my answer most of the time is when somebody has this much hair, we want to make sure that we set it up right and we leave enough hair to do the style that we want. So I'm going to do a really tight block graduation, guys. You see we're going to establish a perimeter right at the top of his parietal ridge. So my middle finger is right there, snug up to the head, and we're just cutting that perimeter straight around on both sides. We'll drop it slightly in the back to make sure that the crown can lay down, and you guys will see later, I'll make sure I pointed out why this was so important in creating the shape for this haircut. We'll go ahead and finish this side and then we can move on to the top. So now we have the block graduation set, guys. We will split the top down the middle and we'll take all this length to both sides. So now we have created a perimeter and the top does not exceed that perimeter either. So we'll pull all of this hair on top over to the guide that we originally created, and what that's going to do is make sure that that is the edge that all the hair can sit to. Then we'll have just a peak left in the middle, as you guys will see here in a second. We will just pull the top up and take the peak off in the middle, and basically we're just going to texturize the rest of it, make sure it's nice and point cut, and then we'll style it up and get a nice texture out of it. So now you guys will see most of the length will be left in the middle because we've already taken that and created that guide on the side. So these sides will be shorter. We're just gonna do a nice deep point cut, guys. My shears are at about a 45-degree angle. And we're just going in and creating some deep V's in there that are gonna show some texture. So I'm just pulling the hair up, looking for anything that's abnormally long, cutting some point cutting into it until everything's kind of consistent. Of course, we're gonna have highs and lows, but we wanna have consistent highs and consistent lows, and we'll be done with the top. Now we just want to blow dry it so that it's dry and our clipper work can cut right into the sides. So I'll just blow dry each side down and basically get the top nice and dry before we move on to the clipper work. Now for this haircut, guys, I am starting with a number 2. Like I said, this is going to be a super tight haircut. Usually I would use a number 4 if we were going to leave a little more weight on the sides. This is going to be a very high fade into that top. And if you guys can see already the shape that is created, you guys see the hair on top, it's all laying over to that edge that we created with that perimeter. And that's why that's so important, guys. We want that crop top to sit heavy on the corners. We don't want a rounded shape on top. We want that square shape on top. And so when we separated that top and brought the hair over to that perimeter, that's going to leave that heavy ridge up there that you guys can see. So now we'll just place our fade underneath, and that's really what makes this crop top style so different, is that heavy edge that we created. So now we've done our bald guideline, we'll go ahead and bald it out, come in with the shaver, get it down to skin, then we can start our fade. Alright, so just like normal, our first step is the lever all the way open. And guys, we're just going to split this section into 3. So we have the open section about 3/4 of an inch. We'll do our 1 above that and then connect to the 2 that we started with. So about 3/4 of an inch of a section. Then we'll start from the bottom and start to fade this out. Our first thing we're going to do is take our Slimline and scoop the line out. We did punch the line in with our Slimline, so the next step will be to scoop it out, moving upward, and start to bump that line up. Now we'll just continue to work that up with the clipper closed, and then the clipper halfway closed above that, and we should be done with this section. Then we can play with the lever and get out any dark spots that are left before we move up. Next up is the one guard all the way open, and you guys will see this is almost going to blend in. Different than how I normally do it, this is a number 2 above this. Usually I would have a 4, so we would have much more of a guideline. But again guys, open 1, we're going to go up about 3/4 of an inch, and that is almost blended into the 2. Then we will immediately close that up and go 2/3 of the way up into that section. All that should be left behind is a slight line between the open section and the one guard. So now the half guard will be the magic eraser that's going to take out this last dark spot between the 2 sections. Then all we'll have left is between the open 1 and the 2, and the 1.5 will take that out. Now the 1.5 should take out anything that's left between this 2 and the open 1, and then you guys will see we'll just work our way back down, go ahead and polish everything out. So we'll finish up with the 1.5, go back to the open 1, then close it up, back to the half guard, back to no guard until we're happy with this blend. Do a nice little lineup on this side, we can move on to the other side. All right guys, we're gonna move on to this side. You guys follow along, same steps. We'll come back together on the back. I'm just gonna let the beat ride and let you guys enjoy this. Guys, I did switch up the beats if you didn't notice. I wanted a little bit better of a vibe on here. I had some pretty heavy trap beats, which is stuff that I like, but it's really more for my cinematic, kind of like my intro. So I wanted to create a better vibe, so I did find some new beats. You guys leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think of this new vibe. Moving on to the back, we're going to do the same steps. Take the number 2, we're going to feed it straight up off of the head, up into the length on top. We want that crown to lay naturally where it wants to go, and that number 2 will blend right into the length. And again guys, that heavy edge is what's expected on a crop top. That's what we are aiming for. We can soften it up if we want, but that's really why we cut it the way that we did. So now we've done our open section, coming in with the slim lines at the bottom. We'll continue to work this line out with the clipper closed and then halfway open. Next up, we'll come in with the one guard all the way open, another guideline about 3/4 of an inch up. You guys know we follow the same steps all the way around, so I will just turn the chair slightly and make sure I am connecting to the side that we started with. Next, we'll come in with the clipper all the way closed, 2/3 of the way up into that section, and now we're in with the half guard halfway open and the last line between those 2 sections. This is what will take it out. And of course, last but not least, the 1.5 will connect the open 1 to the 2, and now we'll be done with this blend, guys. Then we're just gonna polish and make sure everything looks super nice. We'll work our way back through the guards again, like I always do, from the 1.5 to the 1 to the half to the no guard until we're happy with the blend. Then we can move on to styling this thing. Now we're going to move on. We're going to do a slight color enhancement, guys. This is Tomb45 Black Brown with my enhancement card and the Beam Team XL. And I am going to spray a little bit up on the side of the head where you guys can see straight through it because it is so short. I'm going to make sure that the dark sections look dark and the light looks light. So you guys will see I'm just gonna dust that into the top slightly. We'll come in with our razor, do a little razor work, and we'll put some product in here. And I wanna go ahead and give you guys a heads up. On the other side, I used the shave gel, used the razor, and when I did the final spin, I could see that the shave gel was a little bit dark, so you guys are gonna see a little bit dark of a point at the bottom of the vertical bar, and it's really just from not wiping off that shave gel, and I was kind of mad when I got home to edit. But anyway guys, we're adding some hair product. We're gonna go ahead and rub it all the way in, nice and consistent, all the way down to the root, all throughout the hair, evenly distributed. And then I like to take my wide tooth comb and comb it back down to make sure that it's all laying where I want in the crown area and on the sides. And then we'll come through and just scrunch it up and make it look good for that final style. Alright guys, there he is before. Like I said, probably 4, 5, 6 months without a haircut, rocking the slick back. And there you go guys, there's the finished product. High bald fade, crop top. I hope this video was helpful for you guys and answered some of the questions you guys have on this haircut. If you guys liked the video, smash that like button, leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think about it. Make sure you guys subscribe and turn on the bell notifications for more content like this, and I'll catch you guys next time.